The Simpsons are quite known to predict the future in terms of pop culture. From the winners of the Super Bowl to the next president of America, they've rightfully earned quite the reputation. But are you guys ready to hear what other events The Simpsons have accurately predicted in their previous episodes? Before we tell you about that, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already to see more of our Simpsons content in the future. Now, onto the video. 15. The NSA Scandal. It's pretty much common knowledge now that there's probably someone in the FBI who knows you better than you do yourselves, and The Simpsons might have known about this earlier than we all did. In the Simpsons movie, Marge was seen discussing her plan about revealing government secrets. As she was taken to the National Security Agency's headquarters, there was a room full of computers and a whole staff wiretapping different people. It wasn't until in 2013, though, that it was actually confirmed by Edward Snowden, a former employee of the NSA, that there was in fact a secret surveillance program the NSA was operating, and that they weren't just spying on their own, but also everyone in the world. 14. Super Bowl winners. If the writers of The Simpsons placed bets on who wins the Super Bowl, we best believe that they probably earned big money for it. In episode 14 of season 3 called Lisa the Greek, Lisa predicted that the Washington Redskins would win in the Super Bowl 26. In the following years, the show also predicted more winners, such as the Dallas Cowboys, the San Francisco 49ers, and the San Diego Chargers. 13. 20th Century Fox acquisition by Disney. Disney has been buying everyone out, and The Simpsons probably knew about it even before Disney had the plans to do it. In episode 5 of season 10, the logo for 20th Century Fox was seen with a banner below that said, "A division of Walt Disney Co." 20 years later, Fox was sold to Disney in July 2018, and Homer now calls the same home as Mickey Mouse. 12. The rise of smartwatches. The inventors of smartwatches might have found the inspiration to create them from episode 19 of season 6 of The Simpsons. Or did they? In Lisa's wedding, numerous jokes on technology were made that all became real in the future, and one of those was the rise of smartwatches. In the clip, Lisa's boyfriend Hugh calls in an audible by making a call through his watch, and it wasn't until in 2013 that the first smartwatches first came out. These days, it's pretty much an accessory now, with a lot of people buying into the smartwatch hype. 11. Autocorrect. Autocorrect can sometimes be annoying, right? Correcting you when you just really meant it that way. Well, we have The Simpsons to thank for that. In another technology foreshadowing, the Simpson bully, Dolph, was seen writing the memo "Beat Up Martin" on his phone as he sent it out to a bunch of other people. However, the text then translated into "Eat Up Martha," which was a dig at the PDA's poor handwriting recognition. Years later, that episode would serve as the inspiration for the making of autocorrect, as Apple started working on their keyboard and would soon reference "Eat Up Martha" to see how important it was to keep improving the feature. 10. Video chats. Another prediction that happened during the Lisa's wedding episode in season 6 was also the rise of video chats. While we've been using it quite a lot lately, since we've all turned digital, however, in the episode, communication was done through a visual on a screen, not a phone. So, are we supposed to credit The Simpsons for this life-changing idea? I think maybe we should. 9. The FIFA corruption scandal. In episode 16 of season 25 of The Simpsons, they managed to predict two things that would eventually play out: the FIFA corruption scandal and Germany being the champions of the World Cup. In the episode, Homer was trying out to refereeing in the world of football after the FIFA organization was understaffed due to corruption. After gaining some bribes and Homer getting tempted to put in favors, he eventually decided to call out the game fairly, with Germany winning the championship match. Germany did win, but 1 year later, some FIFA employees were then arrested after suspicions of bribery, fraud, and money laundering surfaced in the news. 8. Greece and eBay. The Simpsons have predicted, yet again, another catastrophic world incident: the Greek financial crisis. In their episode of Politically Inept with Homer Simpson in 2013, seemingly a spoof of a CNN show, a headline flashed on the screen that said, "Europe puts Greece on eBay." And this somehow became true, as many people started calling for Greece's exit in the European Union. 7. Lady Gaga's Super Bowl performance. Lady Gaga must have seen this episode of The Simpsons and had this as an inspiration for her future performance at the Super Bowl, right? In episode 22 of season 23 called Lisa Goes Gaga, the pop superstar visited Springfield and tried to help Lisa's self-esteem issues. Lady Gaga eventually made a performance after that as she was held up in the air, quite similar to the intro to her 2017 Super Bowl performance. 6. Faulty voter machines. No other show can get everything as accurate as The Simpsons can. In episode 4 of season 20, Homer went out to do his part and tried voting for Barack Obama, but upon clicking for him on the computer, it eventually went in as a vote for John McCain. 4 years later in 2012, the machine did the same thing, but this time with Mitt Romney getting the votes instead of McCain. 5. Nuclear-Powered Tomatoes. In episode 5 of season 11, Homer managed to create a tomaco, made from infusing tomatoes and tobacco using some nuclear materials he gathered from his job at the plant. In 2013, the joke eventually turned real in the wake of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, wherein fruits and vegetables grew abnormally large and turned into mutations of each other. 4. The Higgs boson particle equation. Now, it's not just pop culture that The Simpsons can easily predict. Who knew they would get a hand on some science too? While Homer was mostly seen as dumb, per his show's character, the second episode of season 10 was the exception. Homer becomes an inventor and starts writing different math equations on a chalkboard. More than 10 years after that episode aired, the Higgs boson particle was discovered, and people started to find similarities with its mass from Homer's equation. 3. The Rolling Stones are still rolling. During the Lisa's wedding episode, as said, many events have been predicted, including how the Rolling Stones are still rolling after so many years. On the room that she and her boyfriend Hugh shared, a poster was seen plastered that said, "The Rolling Stones Steel Wheelchair Tour 2010." This was first made as a joke for the band's age at the time in 1995, but eventually 10 years into the future, the Rolling Stones are still rocking and making music. 2. Ebola Outbreak. While we're currently battling COVID-19 right now, Ebola was the biggest outbreak the world has to deal with beforehand. In episode 3 of season 9 called Lisa's Sacks, Marge tries cheering up Bart by reading a book called Curious George and the Ebola Virus. Though it had already existed at the time, it was only until 2014 to 2015 that it eventually became an epidemic in some African regions. 1. The Donald Trump Presidency. This is probably the episode that ultimately earned The Simpsons' reputation of being a psychic. In episode 17 of season 11, Lisa became the President of the United States as a look into the future, and casually mentions that the president before her was none other than Donald Trump. It was actually a reference to Trump's first candidacy, but in 2016, the episode gained more traction when Trump became the President of the United States, the most controversial one at that. The week after Trump was elected, the recurring chalkboard that appeared in the show's intro said, "Being right sucks." It seems like The Simpsons are getting too many things right lately. We wonder if the writers of the show are people secretly from the future just warning us about what's ahead. Maybe we should start paying attention to The Simpsons now. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments section down below. If you liked our content, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and visit our channel to see more videos like these. See you next time, and bye!